Anthropic studied 100,000 real conversations. The result? 84% faster.
Researchers pulled a random sample of 1 million Claude chats, stripped every identifier, and timed how long each task actually took a human before and after.
That number is completely real, but it hides the actual deeper story. But 84% is only ever a median, never a guarantee.
Coding tasks saw massive, measurable speedups. Writing a legal brief or building a full financial model barely still moved at all, task by task.
Some tasks nearly automate themselves completely. Others barely budge at all, ever.
Call it the jagged frontier. Genuinely brilliant on some tasks, useless on others.
The frontier is not fixed. It shifts with every model update. So what AI could not do last year, it might handle effortlessly today.
100,000 real anonymized conversations. One clear headline number stood out: 84%.
The average number quietly hides who actually benefits and who does not. Speed up one task and the bottleneck simply moves. A faster first draft still waits on the same slow approval chain and review cycle. Economists actually have a name for this pattern: the acceleration-constraint paradox. Picture an assembly line. Speed up one station and product still piles up at the very next slow one, unchanged, waiting there for hours. Harvard and BCG found bottom performers improved 43%, top performers 17%. 3 common places the bottleneck usually hides: approvals, compliance, and manager sign-off. A support agent drafts a reply in seconds now. It still sits in a manager's queue for approval before the customer ever sees it. Individual tasks fly. Company-wide output barely moves at all. Only 57% of untrained employees use AI at work at all. Put a trained employee next to an untrained one. Same software, same laptop, wildly different results by the end of the day. Trained employees hit 93% adoption, nearly universal across the entire company. This is not a generational gap. A trained 50-year-old outperforms an untrained 25-year-old on AI tasks every time. Training is the real lever here, not raw age or generation at all. Most companies hand out AI licenses and stop there. Nobody teaches people where the tool actually helps and where it quietly fails. Aaron calls this the permission gap, a leadership failure, not a policy one. Trained versus untrained, a real 36-point gap in daily AI use. Cautious employees wait quietly for permission. Reckless ones simply don't bother to ask. Meanwhile, employees quietly route around the rules anyway. Personal AI accounts, unmanaged tools, sensitive company data pasted into places nobody can ever see. Translation guardrails that only say no train people to hide, not to ask. The fix starts with guardrails that say yes first. Show people exactly where the tool is safe to use, then let them move. 93% trained, 57% untrained. The gap is guidance. The real skill now is genuine bottleneck hunting, not simple tool adoption. Walk your own workflow end to end. Time every step, not just the one you just automated, and find where the real delay sits. Draft, review, approve, and publish. Only one single step in that chain got faster. Here's the catch. Junior staff used to build judgment by doing the grunt work AI now does instead, and that pipeline is thinning. AI genuinely raises the floor. It doesn't automatically raise the ceiling at all. The old apprenticeship built judgment. The AI shortcut can skip it entirely. This is the real stake, not whether AI takes your job today, but whether anyone below you ever learns to do yours. So individual speed just keeps climbing while whole organizations quietly, silently stall. 3 clear signs: you're stuck. Faster drafts, same old deadlines, same headcount. Most executives track how many people have AI access. That's a deployment metric. It tells you nothing about whether output actually changed. 93% trained, adopting fast. 57% untrained, still stuck again. This is fixable. It just is not a licensing problem. It is a coaching problem, and most leadership teams have not made that switch yet. So what actually separates the companies that manage to pull ahead? Most companies stop cold at level 1 of 4, simple access and nothing more. Access is just buying the license and calling it done. Adoption, integration, and optimization are the 3 levels almost no company ever actually reaches. Access-only companies just count seats. Optimized ones fully redesign the whole workflow. 4 levels: access, adoption, integration. Most never leave level 1. The companies that break through treat AI like a new hire. They onboard it, coach it, and measure what it actually produces. Translation: measuring seats filled is not the same as measuring value created. Next time you sit in a status meeting, ask one question. Did this actually get faster, or did it just move somewhere else? That single, simple question is the whole discipline in one line. 84% faster per task, stuck at level 1 of 4. Start smaller than you think. Pick one workflow, map every step, and find the one human checkpoint that never got touched. Stop counting licenses issued, start timing the actual workflow instead, step by step. Then retrain specifically around that one identified bottleneck, not another generic AI course, a fix aimed precisely at the exact step that stayed slow. Training is exactly how you close that 36-point gap. There's a missing layer here. Aaron simply calls it organizational orchestration. It means teams sharing what they learn about where AI actually helps, instead of every department discovering the same lessons alone, slowly from scratch. Orchestration sits between individual skill and IT infrastructure. Most skip it. Put it all together and the pattern is actually simple. Map the bottleneck, retrain around it, then share what worked across the whole company. Harvard and BCG confirmed the same pattern again, 43% versus just 17%. 3 steps: map the bottleneck, retrain around it, share the fix. The gap between companies that do this well and companies that don't will only keep widening. The tool is already the same for everyone. The real difference isn't the AI itself, it's the discipline built around it. The real productivity number is bottlenecks removed, not tasks sped up. That's the whole thesis captured in one sentence. Speed without a genuine bottleneck fix is just motion, not actual progress for the business. One group hunts bottlenecks and compounds gains. The other just counts seats. 5 years from now, the split will be obvious. Some teams will have compounded these gains quietly, year after year, while others simply plateaued. Translation: the real winners don't use better AI. They simply ask better questions. Bottom performers gain 43%, top performers just 17%. So which side of that widening gap will your own team be on? The tool is not the bottleneck anymore. It has not been for a while. The bottleneck was always how people around it were led. From raw data to real discipline, that is really the entire arc here. 100,000 conversations told us this: 84% faster, task by task, and the real work still ahead of every one of us. 84% was never really meant to be the actual finish line. What got measured and what actually changed are not the same thing. Look at your own team's numbers honestly. Faster tasks are everywhere now. Ask yourself if the actual output has moved at all this year. Stop just measuring speed alone. Start measuring what actually truly moved forward. The data before the headlines is out there for anyone willing to look past the average and find where their own bottleneck actually sits. 84% faster. Now go find your bottleneck. Subscribe for the data.